Monday. It's back to work Monday. Come on, Steve. Let's go. It's back to work Monday. Let's get down there. We got to get out that door and show the people the same kind of weather we've shown them the last 3 days. You don't look too pumped to go out the door, Steve. T-Rex, are you pumped? Are you? Can you jump 1, 2, 3 times? T-Rex always pumped to go out the door to see pretty much the same kind of weather, but a little bit brighter that we've had for 3 or 4 days in a row, ever since that front on Friday the 13th. That was 3 days ago. The wind's been coming in off the ocean with low clouds, and we've managed not to get the dense fog and drizzle, although it does look like we had some dense fog this morning. And once again, the air is coming in from the east, and the temperature is 59 degrees. It's been the same story just about every day, hasn't it? And it's a slow transition, but we are going to turn hot here as the week goes on. But you have to move the air, and right now the air is not moving very much. Here's the regional roundup from about 6:45. It was only 38 degrees at the top there in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire this morning. Pretty chilly. And then there were a lot of 55s over 55s. Black number temperature, blue number dew point, and that made the fog in Boston and P-Town, and I think Nantucket, all light wind from the east this morning. But it is definitely a thinner cloud, so there is sunshine in the forecast for today for a lot of New England. How much wind? Let's go to the top of Mount Washington, one of the windiest spots on earth, right? 3.5 miles an hour. The wind up at 6,200 feet is only 3.5 miles an hour. It's hard to change your atmosphere if you have very little wind moving up in the sky. You have to go well above that elevation up in the sky to find the wind from the west. And to our west, there are some pretty significant storms. And we're not going to get those for several days, but when they get here, we're probably going to have to track thunderstorms, well, I guess beginning tomorrow a little bit as the warmer air tries to come back. The Boston Meteorologist, pretty pessimistic from the Euro this morning. It shows Boston staying rather cloudy today with the temperature not even getting to 70. We will get to 70, though, in a lot of spots inland. And so not a bad day today. It looks mostly dry. And then tomorrow there are some showers and maybe a thunderstorm crossing primarily central and northern New England. And that's going to pull the warmer air in. And there you go on Thursday. Well, the wind's going to come in from the west on Wednesday. And then Thursday we get 85 to 90. And then there's a front on Thursday, and Friday is going to turn a little cooler for the summer solstice. But look at that. The weekend, Saturday anyway, looks like it's going to be warm and sunny on Saturday. We'll see. That's a moving target. And Sunday, it shows a few showers. And then if you look out way to the right on next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, looks like a heat wave peaking probably about Tuesday with close to 100 degrees possible here in 8 days, if you trust an 8-day forecast. The Severe Storm Prediction Center has been monitoring these mesoscale convective complexes and producing a lot of hail and wind damage, most recently in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. The storm reports from the last 24 hours. And Daryl Richardson, a climatologist in North Dakota, says there was a wind gust past 90 miles per hour in a thunderstorm in Hettinger, southwest South Dakota. And that whole cluster of severe weather, here's the Severe Storm Prediction Center, says it's going to be across the northern plains. That's the northern edge of the heat, and most of that action is going to lift to our north over the next couple of days, and that's going to pull the heat across New England beginning about Wednesday or so. So as we transition, we'll look at the NAM high res. Doesn't show much today, except for you can see those thickness numbers going up. 564 indicates that the atmosphere is really warming up, and the few spots should get to 80 degrees today. As soon as we can get that wind from the west, all of a sudden it's going to be really hot. And then tomorrow, the green spots are showers, and there may be a thunderstorm. This is primarily after about 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow night, this is a warm front producing showers and thunderstorms primarily in New York, central Vermont, north central New Hampshire. And that takes us out to Wednesday at 2 p.m. And at that time, you can see the 570 thickness is over us. So we're going to be approaching 90 degrees on Wednesday to the south of those showers and storms. And here's the QPF, quantitative precipitation forecast. How much rain in the next 2 days? Well, maybe a trace today and a couple of sprinkles possible, but today mostly just kind of sun and smoke mixed, and a comfortable Monday in New England. And then it's really tonight and tomorrow, tomorrow and tomorrow night that you see some blues. Blues will be up to a ½ inch. And then very close to your house, Carl, in Stowe, Vermont, we may have more than a ½ inch, close to an inch of rain, making the green mountains even greener. I got this image off of the webcam this morning of Mount Mansfield. That is gorgeous. Green up the Green Mountains, blue sky, not too much smoke up there today so far. The satellite image this morning, though, I'm rewinding a little bit back to the current. The satellite image showed that area of fog on the coast of Maine down to eastern Massachusetts and Cape Cod with a bunch of clear sky off to the west of it. And then the thinner clouds across the rest of Massachusetts. Looks like a thread of smoke there coming across New York and then winding across Massachusetts out into the water to our east. And then well to our south are the thunderstorm activity, the storm that the Euro threatened to give us for today and tomorrow is missing us off to the south. Those are those huge towering cumulonimbus showing up in the satellite image this morning well to our south. T-Rex, you're all wound up, aren't you? How'd you do that? Why'd you do that? All right, you get to go off your leash. It's not that easy because it's tight. Why don't you go up the stairs? Rex, go up the stairs. Yep, you wait up there. All right, good. And we'll finish this forecast using the Euro model. And the Euro, it's been pretty consistent. There are discrepancies, especially when we get to the weekend. But the GFS has come around to agreeing that it's going to get very hot around here after the GFS was dragging its heels on the heat that's coming in, not necessarily this week, but especially next week. So here's the Euro, and we have the sort of double barrel flow with storms missing us to the south and storms missing us to the north. And we have got this little high pressure system that the squeeze play is being put on. And as that high continues to push off to the east, we get into the southwesterly flow with these showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. And here comes the 570 thickness and the 576 thickness on Wednesday. Still a couple showers or a thunderstorm. And the storm complexes tracking across the Great Lakes to our north are powerful. And then Thursday, wow, that storm is deeping back down to the 990s again like it was a couple days ago. To our north, it's going to be windy from the west-southwest with chances of thunderstorms each day. Thursday, close to 90 degrees. And then solstice Friday, the 20th. There is an upper level low here, and it is going to turn cooler aloft, but still warm to hot down the surface. So that means more thunderstorms are possible. I think the Euro is underdoing the thunderstorm threat here on Thursday and Friday with that powerful storm going to our north. So we'll be on the warm side of it until Friday afternoon. Then we get into a cold front, and then Saturday looks delightful. If this is possible, it shows high pressure. Well, you can't really see the blue H, but it's moving off to our west and south. That would keep the air coming from the west and south, meaning warm. And there's still a bit of a boundary around, so just a chance for a thunderstorm on Saturday. And it looks like another one of those mesoscale convective complex trying to form over New York. And it showed a couple days ago coming into New England on Saturday night and Sunday. So that's going to be on the edge of the heat, a chance of a shower and a thunderstorm Sunday. But it looks like a mostly dry weekend with temperatures in the 80s. Yes, nicest weekend of the year is how it looks. And then on Monday, you have the 582 number over New England Monday and to Tuesday. More storms to our north. 582 indicates the possibility of 100 degrees in New England next Monday and Tuesday, and then the front comes in on Tuesday night, and Wednesday gets us to June 25th, and 8 p.m. June 25th, there is a very weak low there on the coast of Maine, but with such a hot atmosphere, it won't take much to cause big thunderstorms. So heat and thunderstorms, looks like a possible heat wave maybe ending there on that day 10 map with that front pushing from north to south in New England. That would be a heat wave breaking front with thunderstorms. So it's a fairly high confidence forecast that we're going to end up with a heat wave starting a week from today. So I have the windows open. The temperature inside the house did get down into the 60s thanks to Mother Nature's air conditioner here. And it looks like a pretty good day. Those clouds, though, are still subtly moving in that direction from in off the ocean where the water temperature is 59 degrees. All right, that's the end of the weather part. And the end more, I did not go down and look at the work being done, but we can see the workers preparing the ramp up to the concourse. So several different crews doing several different things. I'm not sure if the concrete people are working on that or a different carpentry company, a construction company. The tide is low, and the Enmore features yesterday kind of I smelled smoke, but it wasn't from the fires. It was my neighbor burning. And so yesterday, what were we doing? Walking around here. Took T-Rex for a walk.
Tiny deer.
We did see a deer. I don't know if it came out on the video. And I really don't like doing anything like traveling on a Sunday, but there was a concert last night, and so we ended up going to Great Woods. It'll always be Great Woods to me, and we missed the first band. The second band was called Soft Cell, and Tainted Love is their big hit. They call it a one-hit wonder, but it was great. They put on a great show, and the seats weren't too bad there, front row, thank you. And then it was Simple Minds. And we'll put in a little bit of their music, probably not much because they'll get a copyright infringement, but I don't think that they'll mind too much if I just show a couple snippets of the music. It was a fun time. And today, back to work Monday. Back to work for them, and I've got some work to do too, especially a lot of editing. And we'll talk to you again right now and more from yesterday. 11:30 and more from our Not in a Hurry Sunday to be aired on a Monday. The sky is trying. Is that an osprey? Osprey flyby. Sometimes I forget about Steve. And then I come out, and there he is. All happy to see me, rolling on his back. That means come rub my belly. Nothing I'd rather do, Steve. Rub your belly. I do have my bare feet going. For now. Blue sky. Coming in, smoky blue sky from the north and northeast. Crackle. Getting brighter, 1 o'clock. Compost ferry was here. Compost ferry. Maybe you can bring the plastic home with you. Something way up there. What is that? Is that a tiny deer or a fox or what? It went up in there. Rex, there's a little path here. Let's go see if we can't see what that was. Let's be careful. It's funny how the color of their coats. Oh, there's a mama deer right up there. So, I just saw the mama deer. And the thing we saw just a few minutes ago was much smaller than that. I wonder where some of those flagpoles came from. The forest. Yeah, I think we're making enough noise to scare anything away. But they're pretty easy going. I don't think they mind us that much. I don't see that little critter anywhere. And we emerge on Great Hill Park, where sometimes there's a great view of Boston. The trees keep getting taller. There's the back bay. And T-Rex is gonna chase some birds. It's a lot warmer up here. Feels like the 70s. Yeah, that's a lot warmer. It's June after all. We don't know where that deer went, or the littler one, which looked more like a fox than a deer, but it's fun living so close to so much wildlife here in the big city. That's a different looking bee, isn't it? Wildlife. What is that? We had grand visions of meadow mix flowers here. How about invasive sumac instead? Yeah, it was a good try. And that fence, how many thousands of dollars did this fence cost again? Yeah, it happens. And birds made that little marking there. And this is our wintertime path, but it's kind of grown in with that beautiful meadow mix. This path is maintained over here, though, down to the shelf. I think. I'm going into the shade. I can feel it getting cooler. All right. Way too much stuff already. This TK and T-Rex observing what's going on around us. Here we are, down the hill, leads back to the water, and the view of the back bay. 3:30, it's nice in the sun, still chilly though. And the sky looks fairly blue, white to the north, and I can smell smoke. Is someone having a fire in the neighborhood, or is this fire coming from hundreds or maybe 1,000 miles away? The smell of the fire. Don't know. What do you all think? Meanwhile in Oakmont, wow. US Open delayed due to flash flooding. Here's the radar. Oakmont right there in southwestern Pennsylvania. Those showers and thunderstorms look like they're stationary, almost back building a little bit. Put the cities on there so you can see it's just near Pittsburgh. Remember several days ago, the Euro had this big weather system coming at us tonight and tomorrow. Well, there it is. Or actually it was tomorrow night and Tuesday. So not that far off in a global sense. The yellow is severe thunderstorm activity. We're good. Going to Mansfield. Stand in the middle of the road. Oh, this is bringing back memories of Jimmy Buffett. They're at Great Woods. It'll be always Great Woods to me. And we can strike what I said about smell and smoke. It was my neighbor having a fire. So it's fairly clean air here. Looks a little threatening, but nothing like what happened in Oakmont today. Guess who we're going to see? I can't not think about Jimmy Buffett. We had so many good times here, so many years in a row. And it usually was around Labor Day, right here. Even the restroom reminds me of my favorite shows. So it looks like I was 21 when this opened here. It was called Great Woods.
I know it's Mansfield, but Boston. We're absolutely delighted, and just to be clear, because there's always one, in case you're being tied up and kidnapped and brought here not of your own accord and blindfolded, and you're suddenly wondering, what the fuck's going on? From Glasgow, Scotland, the name of our band is Simple Minds. That's what Simple Minds call girl power. And on bass guitar, Gentleman Jed Grimes. Bass power. Guitar, Gallus Corti Gowdy. Queen of the Night, Sarah Brown. All the way from Oslo, on keyboard, Eric Lundgren. From Tory Glen, Glasgow, electric guitar, Charlie Burchill. My name is Mr. Kerr. Promise you a miracle.
So this might be a tribute to Brian Wilson, who just passed away this week. Beach Boys played here. Brian Wilson will never play here again. Neither will Jimmy Buffett. But it was a beautiful show. Thank you so much. This is what happens after the show.